Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, y'all come on in here, man. Once y'all get in here, man, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, share the video out. Run the likes out. Run the likes up. Run the likes up. Yes, sir. Oh, we're gonna be talking about the Cowboys today. I'll wait for some people to come in the stream. Yep. Y'all come on in, man. Once y'all get in here, man, make sure y'all share the video out. Make sure everybody hear me loud and clear. Hey, can y'all hear me loud and clear out there? Post a post a chat in the comments, man, so I know everybody can hear me loud and clear. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? All right, once y'all come in the stream, man, make sure y'all share the video out. Make sure y'all share the video out, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you, Cheney. You can hear me loud and clear. Yes. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure y'all got y'all's post notifications on as well, man. We're gonna be talking a little bit about these Dallas Cowboys, man. We're gonna be talking about Michael Parsons, man. We're gonna be talking about his comments that he made after the win they had versus the Los Angeles Chargers. And basically he's wanting the media to keep that same energy for these other teams, man. Well, Micah Parsons, you can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways. Y'all come on in. Yep. Yeah. So what's up, peoples? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Yeah, we got the phone lines open tonight. So basically, man, I want to talk about this this Michael Parsons situation, man. He set the media frenzy, into a little uproar, because basically he's saying keep the same energy for every other team that you're talking about. Can't have it both ways, man. Basically, in a situation like that, the Cowboys' expectations are high right now. I mean, they ain't won nothing since 1995. And for Michael Parsons to get, mad at the media for really letting them have it after they got debacled by San Francisco on Thursday night on prime time. And then you run to your podcast and you talking about, oh, I want the same smoke for every other team that you talk about. See, the difference is when these other teams lose and the media outlets and these personnels and these sports medias on YouTube, when they criticize these teams, you don't have players running to their podcast talking about, oh, won't y'all keep the same smoke for these other teams? They don't whine and cry and always run into, their podcast to say, well, the media is treating us unfair. Other teams don't do that. So in this situation, Michael Parsons was making in reference to because San Francisco, they dropped the game out there in Cleveland without Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubbs. And then Philadelphia turned around and lost to the New York Jets. But at the same time, none of the New York Jets players ran to the media talking about, oh, y'all criticizing us, bad and all that. So on a first take, Molly Curran, she's a New York Giants fan. And she made some statements on there that, I agree with Michael Parsons, man. We don't keep the same smoke or the same energy for these other teams. These other teams, Philadelphia Eagles, their expectations, they won a Super Bowl in 2017. So, but you don't have none of their players running to their podcasts or going to their Twitters and posting stuff about, oh, the media's not treating us fair and things like that. The Dallas Cowboys bring it on their own self, man. They bring it on their own, man. This notion of them being America's team and everybody's riding with it, you know, like Damian Woody said, just like Dan Orlowski said, Stephen A. Smith said, even Swagoo says, when you got that star on your helmet, your expectations are a little different. I'll go back to think when Dallas played in Irving and, the rooftop and the sun would always shine down and they would always make this thing about, oh, that's God looking down on the Dallas Cowboys. So this where this notion is about them being America's team, man. And they held to a different standard. So now, like Stephen A said, if you don't want that smoke, go play for another team, man. But for him to make them comments and get upset and then didn't want to speak to the media because he made some comments, leading up to that San Francisco game about the 2 previous years where they took an L, they wasn't ducking no smoke. And he keeps on saying our team is almost similar to what the San Francisco 49ers are. But, everybody was riding high. See, we didn't hear this the first 2 games of the season when you beat the Giants and you beat the Jets and your defense was playing lights out. Y'all wanted all the praise then. You didn't say nothing bad then when the media was giving you all the praise then. And like I've always said, the media outlets, that's all they do is talk about the Cowboys, because every time the Cowboys lose or win, the first interview they get is from their owner, Jerry Jones, and it makes it a media spectacle, So, man, this notion about, not being treated fair by the media, man, miss me with that, man. So, man, you just got to get out there and play football, man. I mean, there's other teams that the media talks about. The media talks about a lot of teams, man, but a lot of players don't get in an uproar when they get criticized by the media and go to their podcasts and their personal social medias and make a spectacle about it. That was what Micah Parsons did. So, Micah Parsons, you play for the Dallas Cowboys, and when you made that statement, everybody came for you. And it seems like the only one that was really, in your corner was Molly Karam. And, on that show with Dan Orlowski, Stephen A. Smith, Molly Karam, and Damian Woody, and the other chick, I don't know what the other chick's name is. And a lot of people say she's real annoying, but they had a round table, but they were standing up. And basically, Molly may, oh, well, no, that's not right, man. I agree with Micah Parsons. And Dan Orlowski was like, no, the expectations are a little bit, the Dallas Cowboys put them expectations on their own self. And then, like Stephen A. Smith said, the annoying fan base. So every year things start out, they start gloating. So, these former Cowboys, Michael Irvin, the season star, oh, this is our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to do it. So now you're putting a limelight on Dallas. So now it's a talked about thing. So when you're playing good to start the season out, a lot of people was talking about them. Now the fact that, you get debacled by San Francisco and you barely beat the Los Angeles Chargers, now everything seems to be good because the fact that when you lost to San Francisco, a lot of media personnel and a lot of sports shows, they talked about it the next morning because that was the game that was circled on the calendar because of the 2 previous years, the way the games went in the playoffs. And y'all was trying to get y'all's get back against San Francisco, and San Francisco railroaded y'all. So now you take that L, the media comes for you because that was one of the most watched games on prime time in a minute. And the media personnel broke down that game and y'all was getting highlighted. Y'all was getting attention. But Micah Parsons, it seemed like you got in your feelings talking about they always picking on Dak and things like that because the expectations, these quarterbacks such as Dak wanted all this money He gets all this money, but what has he done for the Dallas Cowboys, man? Go win you a couple playoff games, man. So yeah, y'all gonna be scrutinized, man. So these players keep whining in the media and on their podcasts, and when the media comes for them, oh, they so soft and stuff like that. Talk about these other teams. They do talk about the other teams, but like I said, these other teams don't get in the they don't get their panties in a bunch and go to their social medias and start crying about they picking on us, man. Come on, y'all gotta stop that, man. Y'all the Dallas Cowboys, man. Y'all America's team, America's darling. Y'all got the star on y'all's helmet, man. So a lot of things that y'all do and say is watch. You got people out there that just watch the Cowboys to see if they lose, and you got a lot of people to watch them to see if they win. So even though you don't like the Cowboys or you despise them or you hate them, you still watch them. And that's just the world we live in the day time in sports, man. It ain't like back in the old days, man. Like a lot of people say, man, some of these, players and people are so soft. They got soft skin. Every time the media says something about them, they get in an uproar, and that's what the media does, man. The media says their job is to critique. Their job is to debate, and it's crazy. Exactly, man. I totally agree with that, Cheney, man. I mean, they do bring it on themselves, man. Talking about we them boys, and every time you look around with social media, it's something about the Dallas Cowboys. So they stay afloat and they stay in the media. And like I've told guys, that's Skip Bayless's MO. That's the only thing he knows what to talk about is the Dallas Cowboys. He covered the Dallas Cowboys back in the 90s, man. So y'all take that up with Skip. If Micah Parson got a problem with the media, talking about the Cowboys all the time, tell him to direct that towards Skip Bayless and see what Skip Bayless got to say. Because at the time, that was Skip Bayless's only material was the Dallas Cowboys, and the guys that are on his show, they're forced to talk about it. Now you got Michael Irvin and Keyshawn Johnson, which I like Keyshawn Johnson because he don't play that favoritism stuff, man. He don't, even though he wore that helmet with the star on it, he don't play that favoritism stuff. Like I said, the start of the year, they came out guns a blazing, right? So in that sense, it brought a lot of attention to him because they said, okay, this year that defense is playing lights out with Dan Quinn. They got rid of their offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. Now the coach McCarthy is calling the plays. Everything's gonna be better. But like Shannon Sharp said, now what's the excuse? You got rid of the offensive coordinator. You said they couldn't get it done. Y'all got rid of Garrett long time ago. You brought in Mike McCarthy. Now you got Mike McCarthy calling the plays. So now, if it don't pan out, what's the excuse? So you're still going to say it's Garrett's fault? You're still going to say it's Kellen Moore's fault? Now, Jerry Jones got to look and be like, hey, this is on Dak. This is on Dak and Mike McCarthy. So they're going to stay in the news. And what irritates me about the Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, he's going to stay in the news. He got $1 billion playpen that he can stay upstairs and stay out of harm's way. But it always seems like he always wants to leave his little area and come down on the field. And as soon as the game is over, he got a mic in his face. And that's what the media does, And, like Parsons said, treat these other teams the same way. They do treat the other teams the same way. But like I said, they just don't get up. They just don't get their panties in a bunch, man. Yeah, when y'all come in, man, make sure y'all share the video out, man. For the people that are just now tuning in, man, we talking about the Dallas Cowboys, man. We talking about what Micah Parson said about, keep the same energy and keep the same vibe for these other teams when they losing. When Philadelphia took that L to the Jets, the media made some statements about Philadelphia, but you never saw none of the Philadelphia players go to their platforms and start crying. When San Francisco took that L, none of the media personnel, gave them the blues, said what they had to say. They crushed Brock Purdy, talking about Brock Purdy looked like average. They was telling Jalen Hurts that he looked like an average rookie. But Jalen Hurts didn't run to his Twitter. He didn't run to his podcast and like, oh man, the media is treating me unfair. I had a bad game and they said I play like a rookie. That's constructive criticism. But Micah Parsons, man, as great as Micah Parsons is for the time that he's been in the league, man, he talks a lot, man. I mean, you got to back it up, man. And like I said, y'all ain't won nothing, man. Until you win something, then you got the right to gloat. But as of now, y'all ain't won nothing. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, y'all come on in the room, man. Y'all come on in the room. Once y'all see the video, man, share it out, man. Hit the like button. Support the channel, man. The super chats, man. Donations. Anything that can help the channel grow. But it's kind of weird, man. Like I said, for people that's now tuning in, man, we talking about the Dallas Cowboys and what Micah Parsons had to say, about the media, not treating other teams fair like they treat the Cowboys. They always, despising the Cowboys, always saying bad thing about the Cowboys, and they're not giving these other teams the same smoke that they're giving the Cowboys. And like I said, for the people that just joined in, these other players from these other teams, they don't cry about the media, talk about you being harsh on us. It seems like, Dallas is always in the news for something. If it's got something to do with Jerry Jones or anything, it's going to be in the news. They always make a headline news, man. And, you can't run from it. And like Dan Orlowski said, Micah Parsons made his comments, but you didn't want to speak to the media all week. You could have told that to the media face to face instead of running to your podcast, displaying that. And then the media gets a hold of it and then they light off into your rear end. And now it's a problem. You can't have it both ways, man. You cannot have it both ways, man. So I definitely agree with what some people say about the Dallas Cowboys, man. I mean, a lot of people talking about they arrogant and things like that. But it is what it is, man. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy the football. I mean, it's the fact that, you got a lot of teams that, are doing well. And a lot of teams are getting talked about. But at the same time, it's always, the Cowboys players always finding fault that the media is doing something wrong. So, yeah, you guys, hey, yes, when you come in, man, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the video out. We ain't gonna be on here long, man, because sometimes when you're talking about the Cowboys, some of these people get up in their feelings, man. So it is what it is, man. But sometimes you got to keep it real and tell them how it is, man. But you can't have it both ways. I mean, if you're gonna be, yes, indeedy. I give you the clues bomb on that one. Totally agree with that. So y'all guys got a question, man. Y'all can call in. The call-in line is going across the screen. But yeah, for the people that are just now joining, we got some people just now joining, man. We talking about the Dallas Cowboys. We talking about Micah Parsons, his statements he said after they won on their Monday night game and Philadelphia lost and also San Francisco lost. And he's saying the media didn't give them the same smoke that they gave the Cowboys when they lost against San Francisco. And then the media lit off in Micah Parsons' ass. And then you got a lot of people up in their feelings, such as Molly Qerim, all up in her feelings on First Take, saying, nah, we don't do that. We don't do that. And then Stephen A. Smith had to respectfully check her. A lot of people posted in the comments on the podcast that I did about it that, nah, Stephen A. didn't check her. Yeah, from my point of view, that's my opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. But from my point of view, Stephen A. kind of put her in her place a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But Molly wasn't wrong for her assessment. It was just the way Molly Qerim jumps on the scene and talks about some things, which I've always said, I got nothing against Molly Qerim. She's the moderator of First Take. Her job is to moderate. She is the person that puts out the fire when the flame is getting a little too high. And in that situation, she escalated it, and that made Stephen A. Smith go to a serious moment. And that's what I saw happen. Yeah, y'all once y'all come in, once y'all come into live, man, once y'all hit the like button, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share it out. And you can donate to the channel with the super chats, anything that helps the channel grow. Like I said, I appreciate everybody's support. I see everybody, like I say, I see everybody in the comment section. You know what I say? Hashtag salute. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I just think that in this situation, Micah Parsons should have, piped down a little bit. I know he was frustrated because of the 2 years that San Francisco knocked him out the playoffs. And, leading up to the game, he had a lot of things to say. He thought that, and then after the game, he said, we not that far off from them. You know what I'm saying? And you got to live by what you speak. So then you didn't want to talk to the media after the fact, leading up to the Chargers game. And then y'all won against the Chargers. Then you want to go to your podcast talking about keep that same energy for all the other teams as you do for us. Come on, Micah Parsons. As great as you are, man, sometimes, things can left unsaid. I mean, you created this. Now you got more attention on you now. So instead of diffusing all the attention, you just creating more attention. Can't have it both ways, man. Can't have it both ways, man. But it is what it is. That's my personal opinions. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got an opinion, you know what I'm saying? And Michael Parsons has his opinion, and that's how he feels. You got to stand on it. But when the media comes for you and checks you on it, don't run from it. Just like Dan Orlowski said, don't run from the smoke. Come on, man. Face the fire. Face the music. Just like Stephen A. said, he made a good point. He said, man, look, my show been #1 for the last 10 years. We invite all the smoke. People criticize First Take in their format and what Stephen A. be saying on there and what Molly does, but they face the music. That's all they asking of Micah Parsons. Just face the music, man. Don't complain about it, man. I don't think Micah Parsons should have ever came to his platform saying stuff like that because it's untrue. I mean, the media talks about other teams. They let other teams have it. You know what I'm saying? If you go to history of, these sports talk shows, man, one person that they used to light off into, Baker Mayfield, the ups and downs of Baker Mayfield, the ups and downs of Johnny Manziel. But they never went to their platforms talking about the media is hard on me, the critics are too hard on me. Nope, never seen it. Yep, I don't condone that, man. So, I know a lot of Cowboy fans was coming down in the comments, man, saying, yeah, I think Molly is right in this situation. Well, that's your opinion. But everybody don't see it that way, man. Everybody sees it as the expectations that you guys put on yourselves, high expectations. Pittsburgh got 5-6 rings. Dallas got 5 rings. San Francisco up there 4, 5, 6 rings. So the expectations are the same. But Dallas ain't won nothing since 95. And I told you, when Dallas was doped up, you couldn't beat the Cowboys, man. When the triplets was doped up and all them guys, Eric Williams and all that, and the guys that y'all had on the line that was smoking that dope. Oh, yeah, Cowboys was getting it done. But then when you start, putting stuff on an even playing field, it kind of toppered off. Y'all's playoff win. Quincy Carter was high on dope when he won the playoffs. So, hey, that was in white powder days, man. So it is what it is, man. But we ain't gonna be on here long, man. Just wanted to, let you guys know that Micah Parsons, man, he got all up in his feelings, man. Got all up in his feelings, man. Yes, indeedy. Yeah. He got all up in his feelings. But you know what the media said? The media got him. So yeah, man. So I ain't gonna take up too much more of y'all guys' time, man. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. You can watch the podcast in its entirety if you go to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast channel on YouTube. I did a podcast earlier on it, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, we ain't gonna stay here long, man. We just wanted to talk to you guys, man. So you guys going to enjoy y'all's Friday night. Once again, it's gonna wrap up another episode. Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.